Can you truly perceive what lies behind someone's smile? The truth, my friend, is that often that smile is a mask, a facade built to hide intentions that never see the light of day. Manipulation, as you must understand, is a subtle, almost invisible art. It's what makes human interactions so intriguing and treacherous. Have you ever been in a meeting where someone said all the right things, yet you felt there was more behind their words? It could be a friend who oversteps boundaries, or a colleague manipulating the situation for their own benefit. These invisible chains, this sinister dance between intentions and words, shape our relationships. It's a constant battle where emotional vigilance becomes your greatest ally. With every glance, with every gesture, you need to stay alert. Imagine being surrounded by people who wield smiles as weapons, camouflaging their true desires. It may sound exaggerated, but emotions are the essence of control. The power to understand what is truly at stake transforms you from a mere participant to a genuine strategist. Now grasp this. Uncovering these intentions isn't just about dodging traps. It's about claiming space, becoming the architect of your own narrative. Prepare to reevaluate every interaction. Rather than being swept away by the current of others' emotions, make yourself the captain of the boat. Analyze each glance, each tone of voice, each silence. Perception is your advantage. It's not paranoia, it's emotional intelligence. So, when you encounter a shiny surface, ask yourself, what shadows are lurking beneath? These layers of manipulation can be unraveled, and the key to this journey will be revealed as you delve deeper. You must be wondering, how do you unmask this game? But before we continue, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications only if you truly enjoy what I'm sharing here. I'm preparing a series of videos specifically to guide you on your journey of self-discovery and personal growth. With that done, let's move on. Have you ever felt torn apart inside, as if a part of you were shattering? That pain, no matter how deep, can be your greatest ally. It's within that fragility that true strength reveals itself. Recognizing your internal betrayals, your own limitations, your own weaknesses, is the first step toward reinvention. When you confront your wounds, you don't become a victim, you become a warrior. Turning emotional grief into action is an act of courage. Think of those moments when you felt lost, adrift. Grief can be paralyzing, but it's through it that you can rebuild yourself. When you finally decide to act, even with fresh pain, you send a clear message to the universe. You refuse to be overcome. Each step forward is a slap in the face of that pain. For instance, think of that friend who threw themselves into work after a breakup. They used their hurt as fuel, channeling the energy of loss into achievements, whether in their career or self-development. They didn't run from the pain, they faced it head-on. So how can you apply this in your life? The practice of self-care is a powerful emotional defense. It doesn't just serve to heal, but prepares you for the battles that still await. Create a routine. Whether it's meditation, physical activity, or reading, the important thing is that you prioritize yourself. This isn't selfishness, it's survival. Build a sacred space where you can reconstruct yourself, a refuge where your vulnerability is not a burden, but a source of power. By allowing yourself to be vulnerable, you become more human, more authentic. This authenticity attracts the right people to you. It's the silent strength that some people possess, making them invincible. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's a lethal weapon in the game of life. You need to understand there's no shame in showing who you truly are. Every scar, every tear, every moment of weakness you have faced adds a layer to your strength. Now understand this. By confronting your wounds, you not only free yourself, but you also gain power. These moments of pain are the seeds of your transformation. So when you look at yourself, questioning what's hidden in the shadows of your soul, remember, it's in the darkness that the light shines brightest. Are you ready to let vulnerability be your ally? Have you ever stopped to think that every social interaction is a round in a game of power? We all have something to gain or lose. The Machiavellian logic reveals that in human relationships, intentions are often hidden under layers of smiles and cordiality. How are you playing this game? Do you position yourself as a mere pawn, or are you the mastermind behind the moves? Now understand this. Cultivating authenticity can be a powerful strategy. Stop acting and start being. You don't need to hide behind masks. Being real isn't just about honesty, it's about manipulating the game in your favor. When you reveal your true essence, it elicits a response in those around you that can be overwhelming. They're not just observing, they're analyzing, adapting. Authenticity then transforms into a double-edged sword. Silence. Sometimes, the longest pause is the cleverest move. A thoughtful glance, a delayed response. Sun Tzu once said, "In the midst of chaos, you must remain unshaken." Each strategic silence can mean more than 1,000 words. Do you remember that meeting where an uncomfortable silence lingered in the air? What did it really mean? Fear, doubt, or perhaps a strategy to capture attention and destabilize the opponent? The reality is that often silence says more about your desires and interests than any empty conversation. Electricity fills the air. You can manipulate through the unspoken. Your presence can have more impact than your words. This is a skill that few master, but it can ensure dominance in the chessboard of human interaction. And as you play with emotions, you must confront the question, where does authenticity fit into this web of moves? It's simple. Being authentic doesn't mean exposing yourself carelessly. It means using your truth as a layer of protection, a shield that attracts rather than repels. So are you truly being authentic? What would you set aside to make an impact? That could determine your position in this game. Are you ready to uncover the unwritten rules? Have you ever felt an inner voice whispering that you're not enough? That self-sabotage is an infiltrated enemy, a saboteur that undermines your confidence. Inside you lies a wounded warrior, a latent force. The true challenge is confronting it. This internal battle is the first step toward gaining your emotional autonomy. What do you do when you find yourself paralyzed by fear? When a bright opportunity arises but you hesitate, do you hide, blame others, or look away? That is the trap of self-sabotage, a vicious cycle that needs to be broken. To do this, you must implement strategies. Start by recognizing your emotions. Observe your breathing. The deeper the breath, the calmer you become. Then ask yourself, what really holds me back? Is it the fear of failure or insecurity generated by external influences? Now understand this. Every time you feel inadequate, a voice is activated. Identify it. Confront that negative echo. Become the person who dismantles those destructive narratives. Do this not just in thought, but also in action. Every small progress is a victory. Step out of that comfort zone and set a goal that feels challenging. Achieve it, even if it's small. What may seem insignificant today could become the foundation for an emotional castle tomorrow. You have the power to rewrite your own story. A healthy meal, a run in the park, turning off social media for a day. These are all actions that resonate for your emotional well-being. A voice that used to be critical can transform into self-confidence. Now visualize yourself facing these barriers, one by one. Look at a situation that bothers you. You have a project in mind. It's time to roll up your sleeves and get to work. We've all faced setbacks. What defines you is your ability to rise again. Picture yourself as an athlete who fails on the first attempt but gets back up, wiping the sweat from your brow and adjusting your stance. It's not just perseverance, it's determination. In your daily life, recognize that most battles occur within your own mind. Fear feeds on inaction. So when you confront that inner warrior, you need to change the narrative. Transform destructive thoughts into constructive actions. Self-respect is achieved with each overcoming moment, so start now. From this moment on, refuse to be a spectator of your own life. This isn't just a choice, it's a commitment to your authenticity and power. The awakening of your inner warrior is within reach. Will you do what it takes to seize it? Have you noticed that seduction is a psychological game? No, I'm not talking about romantic cliches. This is a chatterbox trying to escape from its own reflection. Seducing is a dance between power and vulnerability. It's not merely about physical attraction, it's a strategy. Each glance grabs attention, each smile slides the conversation forward, and suddenly, you find yourself in a game where the cards are on the table and the intentions are the pieces. Now understand this. True seduction begins in vulnerability. You feel exposed, right? That fragility can be your secret weapon. When you allow yourself to be authentic, you create a visceral connection. People respond to that, they feel it. It's in that moment that real magic happens. Vulnerability is not weakness. It's the key that unlocks doors you didn't even know existed. Look around you. How many times have you witnessed conversations filled with superficiality? Misunderstandings dancing in the air, nervous smiles hiding critical intentions. Everything could be more enriching with a bit more authenticity. When you expose your vulnerabilities, you are not weakening yourself. You are inviting others to come closer, creating a space where empathy can flourish. So, what's your strategy? Will you offer an edited version of yourself, or will you show your true self in full? Remember, being attractive isn't about being perfect, but about being real. Expand your range of emotions. Don't hide your imperfections. Reveal them. This increases your magnetism. When you show who you are, people connect with you on a deeper level. To cultivate a confident presence, practice this ritual. Embrace vulnerability as a tool of power. And here's the emotional twist. When you confront your fragilities, you not only break down internal barriers, but also those around you. You become a beacon in a sea of confusion and rehearsed smiles. That light, that genuine connection, becomes irresistible. You'll remember that in the end, what most seek in relationships is emotional efficacy. Every gesture you make, every small step you take, resonates in the emotions of others. So, are you willing to enter this game? To be the archetype of self-awareness that attracts rather than repels? Learn to use your weaknesses as elements of strength, and you will not only seduce, you will dominate. Because in the end, true seduction is not just about desire, it's about connection. So ask yourself, are you ready to demystify this art and become the maestro of your own emotional symphony? Have you ever felt chaos swirling around you as if every shout and every notification conspired against you? In times of incessant noise, finding a space of inner silence is essential. And this isn't just a Zen practice, it's resistance. Mindfulness and stoicism are powerful tools. You can shield yourself against social confusion, even as everyone around you gets lost in their distractions. The practice of mindfulness connects you with the present. Each controlled breath, every observed thought, is a step towards serenity. With that, you build a silent temple within yourself. You don't need walls for it. Just close your eyes and dive in. Feel the calm wash over your mind as the world outside fades into noise. This practice does more than soothe. It strengthens your essence. More than that, you become a strategic player. Resisting social noise isn't just a choice, it's an act of empowerment. Every time you choose not to be swept away by the current, you reaffirm your control. When the gaze of others weighs on you and expectations gather like heavy clouds, you anchor yourself in silence. That inner voice screaming for attention? Silence it. What your instincts crave is clarity. Confront that noise. Erase the voices that dictate what you should be. Silence is your ally, not a sign of weakness. Learn to wield it like a careful sword. By stepping away from others' judgment, you create space to truly grow. So, how will you practice this today? Start by carving out sacred moments in your day. Time reserves where you simply breathe, where you just exist. Resistance isn't a battle against others, but against your own instinct to adapt. When others speak, you listen. When the voices shout, you remain still. That is true power, that is your strength. In using silence, you become a force of nature. Maintain that quietude. Remember, the real battlefield is within you. Every disordered thought, every insecurity, you can dismantle. Understand this. Mastering this technique not only transforms you, it transforms your interactions. When you stand firm in your space, those around you begin to change. They feel your silent strength, and suddenly, you're no longer just a spectator. You are an influencer, a commander shaping your environment. Ready to cultivate that powerful silence? Have you ever looked in the mirror and not recognized the reflection staring back? The mind distorts what it feels. It traps you in emotional mazes, in illusions that seem so real. So how do you break free from this cycle? How do you shatter the chains of self-sabotage and rise again with confidence? Know that overcoming these cognitive distortions is an act of courage. It's like climbing a steep mountain, where every step requires determination. Every now and then you may stumble upon a shadow, a whisper of doubt telling you that you're not enough. The first rule is this: recognize the distortion, but don't stop there. Face it. Take action. Use two powerful tools, breathing and reflection. When anxiety hits, pause, breathe deeply. This simple act is a shield. It interrupts the whirlwind of thoughts and brings clarity. I'll say it again. Clarity is your ally. Now, make this a habit. Throughout the day, set aside moments to stop and observe. What does your body feel? What does your mind say? You know that moment when you feel lost in a sea of voices. Transform it into self-knowledge. Make lists. Jot down your emotions. Analyzing how you feel about different situations is a step further. Do you want truth? Look within. Separate what is yours from what is imposed. Each social interaction is a possibility. Don't be fooled by appearances. What you see is just the surface. Now understand this: behind every smile there may be an untold story. By doing this, you begin to unveil the illusions, not just within yourself, but in the relationships you build. This emotional clarity is the weapon that transforms you into a strategist. Vulnerability is often seen as weakness, but if you choose to embrace it, it becomes your trump card. By sharing your fears and uncertainties, you create a space for genuine connections. And here's the crucial point: by being authentic, you not only free yourself from illusions, but also inspire others to do the same. Don't shy away from discomfort. Embrace it. Every uncomfortable moment is an opportunity for growth. Now, are you ready to challenge your illusions? Step into this battlefield and claim your space. Emotional freedom is yours for the taking. The choice is simple. Will you remain in the shadows, or will you illuminate your path? Have you ever thought that manipulation can be a powerful tool, not a curse? Yes, that's right. Look around you. Human interactions are a strategic game, a constant competition. Every smile is a piece on the board. Every glance is a move. It's time to stop seeing manipulation as a negative thing. What Machiavelli teaches us is not about betrayal or deceit, but about using cunning to position yourself in a place of strength. You can, and should, apply this logic in your everyday relationships. Confront this. The ability to control others' perceptions is not just about tricking people, it's about influencing and staying a step ahead. When someone asks you about your feelings, what do you really reveal? For every doubt, you have multiple answers, and it's in that space of choice that your power resides. Ethical manipulation is about understanding what people want and then guiding them along that path. By doing this, you don't dehumanize yourself, you empower yourself. Machiavelli's lessons are timeless. He didn't advocate for a disregard of ethics, but a recognition that in many scenarios, appearances shape reality. In your daily life, you might encounter friends who try to overstep boundaries. They are walls of smiles and hidden intentions. See this as a test. Your ability to distinguish between the genuine and the false makes all the difference. Prepare yourself to expand your mind. Manipulation doesn't have to be a pit of deceit. It can be a bridge to understanding. Use observation as a weapon. Decode what lies behind body language, behind silences. When you pay attention to what people don't say, you gain a strategic advantage. This allows you to be more than just a spectator. You become the architect of the relationships you wish to build. Now, ask yourself, what legacy will you leave in the interactions you create? Remember, you are not just a pawn, you can be the king and queen in this game. True wisdom lies in using manipulation with empathy, turning it into a tool for influence and connection. So, where will you apply this strategy next? Have you paused to think about the question that brought you here? What does it mean to be irresistible and at the same time dangerous? This duality is at the core of true transformation. You aren't just here to hear words. You are about to uncover the power that resides within you, the ability to shape your reality and become an irresistible force. It's time to put into practice everything you've learned. Look back on your past experiences. Every challenge, every pain, every reflection, these are all part of your journey. Now you have the tools. Vulnerability becomes your armor. Every scar you carry is a reminder that you've survived, and that gives you power. Seduction is not about appearance. It's about the genuine connection you establish. You are responsible for that connection. You control the game. Confront your difficulties. Fear cannot be your ally. Rewrite your narrative. Each of us faces our own battles, but how you decide to fight can change everything. The path you choose to overcome obstacles is what truly defines you. Self-confidence doesn't fall from the sky. It's built from small, meaningful moments. Have you ever said a necessary no? Have you put yourself first? That's what turns words into power. So, make this moment a turning point. You are more than a spectator. Become the protagonist of your own story. Use your experiences to captivate and influence others. By acknowledging your weaknesses, you grow stronger, and that's what attracts people to you. This is your true strength, the ability to transform pain into connection. Now understand this. You have the power to be irresistible. Press the button for transformation. But don't just stay in theory. Apply this every day. Create powerful interactions. Explore relationships with sincerity and authenticity. Don't hesitate to share your true self. That's how the magic happens. Vulnerability is your weapon and authenticity is your armor. If you want to connect and leave your mark, start now. Take action. And here's the challenge. Share your journey. Subscribe to the channel and bring these ideas into your life. By doing this, you not only transform yourself but also inspire others to do the same. If you don't take action, transformation will remain just an idea. Become the catalyst of your life. What will you do next?